I just finished watching Reborn as a cat, original title. The new Chinese Donghua that dropped exclusively on Bilibili on November 11th, 2025, and wow, where do I even start? I went in with moderately high hopes because the premise sounded ridiculously fun, and I've been on a bit of Chinese animation binge this year. But after binging all the available episodes in one sitting, their currently 8-out weekly release, I'm left with very mixed feelings. So here's my honest, no-filter review now that I've had a day to process it. The story follows Ji Miao Miao, a 27-year-old office worker drowning in debt, credit cards, student loans, medical bills for her late mom, the whole package. She's basically one overdue bill away from selling her kidney when, on a rainy night, she gets into a fatal accident. Classic Ice Guy setup, right? Except instead of being reincarnated as a hero in a fantasy world with cheat skill, she wakes up as an actual cat, a tiny orange tabby kitten, to be exact. And the one who reincarnated her? Her jerk of a boss, Lu Qingze, the CEO of the company she worked at. Turns out the guy is secretly some kind of ancient cultivator / sorcerer. It's not 100% explained yet. And he turned her into a cat for exactly 100 days as punishment? A test? A weird way to clear her debt? The show hasn't fully revealed his motive yet, but it's heavily implied he did it because she accidentally saw something she shouldn't have at the company. So now Meow Meow has to survive 100 days as a cat. If she succeeds, she gets her human body back and all her debt erased. If she fails, gets seriously hurt, starves, etc., her soul dissipates forever. No pressure. The fish-out-of-water comedy that comes from a grown woman with bills and trauma suddenly having to meow, use a litter box, and beg for food is genuinely hilarious at times. There are some heartfelt moments, too, especially when she starts bonding with a lonely little girl who adopts her temporarily. The cat's eye view of human society is surprisingly sharp. Watch her former colleague step over homeless people while she's now lower on the food chain, then they are hits harder than I expected. This is a 100% 3D CG Donghua, and they went all in on the realistic fur shading, dynamic camera angles, and physics-based movement. On paper, that sounds great for a show literally about a cat, right? Cats have fur, tail swish, they jump on stuff. In practice, it looks like a mid-tier mobile game cutscene from 2018. The human characters suffer the most. They move like stiff mannequins with dead eyes. There's little to no facial animation. Emotions are conveyed through exaggerated gestures and voice acting, which is decent at least. The cat protagonist fares better because animal motion capture can hide a lot of sins, but even then, the fur clipping and weightlessness during jumps pull you out of it constantly. I'm not anti-3D in Chinese animation at all. This year alone, we got amazing hybrids like Fog Hill of 5 Elements, mostly 2D with 3D assists, The Mirage, gorgeous 3D backgrounds with 2D characters, or even Link Click Season 3, which used 3D sparingly but effectively. Reborn as a cat feels like it committed to full 3D without having the budget or technical expertise to pull it off. The backgrounds are often empty or recycled, lighting is flat, and textures look muddy at 1080p. There are moments where you can see what they were going for, like a rainy night chase scene where water splashes realistically off Meow Meow's fur. But those moments are rare. Most of the time it feels like watching a tech demo that someone slapped a story onto. If you can completely switch off the part of your brain that cares about animation quality, Reborn as a cat is a solid 7 out of 10 comfort watch with real potential to become an 8 or 9 if the plot keeps delivering. The premise is fresh, the comedy lands more often than it misses, and I'm genuinely invested in finding out what Lu Qingze's deal is.